Hi, Shola. Can you able to hear us? Are you there, Shola? Let me know. He's in mute. No problem is there. Okay. So I got, you know, both answer I have heard that what are the things we have to work on it. Firstly, the thing is that we have to change the introduction part. It will not work because that is not, looking as a experienced person introduction. First thing I must say. Secondly, we don't have to, in the introduction we don't have to explain that I am a 4 year of experience or 5 year of experience working in DevOps part. Instead of that, you can say in the AWS with DevOps or AWS with infra part, you can say like combination. So that will be a little bit safer area, because if you say that you are already working a dedicated one field of DevOps, so the expectation of the next question will be higher. They will ask some advanced questions instead of just going with the fresher level or intermediate question. Okay. And we don't have to mention about the tools name. What we can mention in the introduction, what are the roles and responsibilities maybe we have done in the past company, and something which is not available in your resume. Okay. So according to that, you can modify these steps to provide the introduction, like something which is not available into the resume. Let me share my screen, give you a little more idea. Okay, because I have note down both the answers. We got the little more advanced part. Yeah, recording is going on. No problem is there. Okay. So here you can see I have added the some technical keywords that you have told by Shea and Joanna. Let me showcase you. Think I have my resume or not. Okay. So something we have to mention which is not available in resume. Something extra, so that the conversation go for longer time. Okay. Because if you directly explain about the simple the technical terms, so they will directly jump into the interview. They are not interested to know yourself, that what you are, what you are doing, something like that approach we have to inculcate or add. Okay. So I have the giving some error. Let me showcase it. Okay. So like, if I give the introduction, so I will of course the first name will be the name, and then I will showcase that in which area I am doing the work, something like that, instead of not directly jumping into the core part of DevOps, that thing. Okay. So that's how we can modify. This is like, I think you all able to see my resume. Let me, now it is good, correct? Everybody can see. Let me know. So there you can see we have some professional objectives, then the some details, education background, and the skills we have, some academic projects or projects, co-curricular activities, certifications, and organization. Okay, so this is like the first resume that I have available when I have just completing my bachelor degree in 2019. Okay, so that is how we can reflect. What I will give you the introduction. The first will be my I will write parallelly. The first will be the name. After that, I will explain that particularly what I am doing, in which you can add roles and responsibility. One or two line max, like you are doing the handling of the DevOps pipeline, handling the integration and tracking of the issues which is coming in the Git and particular part when we are doing with the Zira integration, like 2 or 3 job roles that you are doing in the past. So maybe you can take from your experience. Here you can see I didn't have any experience because this is the first resume that after completing my bachelor degree. So there I am showing this is the first part. So here you cannot see any kind of experience you have. This is all extracurricular part and academic projects that I have done. That thing it is showing. So let's suppose we also don't have the experience at the same time, but we are showing some experience in the resume. Correct. So there you can explain that I am key interested in finding the particular AWS infra part where I have integrated EC2, S3 storage, database connectivity. That's 2 or 3 lines. That's enough to move on. After that, you can talk about any one learning experience you have. You can take like Joanna is working from the medical background, so she can take some experience that we have explained about the Kubernetes. Remember to take that experience as a Kubernetes perspective and add into the learning part, like why you are interested in IT field, why you have taken and working in this particular part. So move on. This will showcase to the recruiter that you are interested in new technologies, new adaptation, and new environment easily. So if we are changing the company, they don't have any problem with the new employees to uh, just get surrounding with the existing employees. So that will give you one plus point in that particular part. That is the thing. After that, you can tell about the skills. In that you can now explain about the DevOps. So not the tools. Don't give the tools name, because when you are giving the tools name directly, what actually happen? It will give the new questions. Okay, so about the Ruby language, about the Bash script, or what is working you have done in system engineer, and how going. So they can ask some management related questions. Correct. So we have to take some common keywords like the cloud platform or container part. Then the next question they will ask that okay, so about the container and containerization, you have some experience. So can you tell about the DevOps and Kubernetes, the pros and cons, at which condition we have to recommend container service which is related to Docker, or should we go with the Kubernetes? Like this kind of next question will come. So you can see you are just taking more time to extend that interview. Okay, so that will give one plus point. After skills, what you are doing now in present. In present means like already we are working on DevOps, they already know. Correct. So what other skills you are working on it? What are the new things you are learning on it? Let's suppose that you both are you all are working on DevOps part at DevOps pipeline. But now you are learning new things about the logging and monitoring part of the DevOps, how to monitor, how to create a dashboard. That thing is not given by the present company to work on it. So you got a new chance that if we move on to new company, we can work on this new tools or new setup of the DevOps technology. So that will showcase that you are a continue learner person. Okay, you are learning something new on a daily basis. So that thing you can also add. Like nowadays, I am searching or I'm just visiting some YouTube videos and seeing that what is the new update is coming on Kubernetes technology. What is the difference between AWS DevOps versus Azure DevOps or GCP Cloud DevOps? Okay, so that is a quick, like you are updated with the technologies or not, that thing. How you can automate the task, because we didn't have a little experience about the programming language. So parallelly, I am learning about Python and how we can automate with the Terraform and Lambda function that I am learning nowadays. Okay, so these are the things you can add in the current part. And then you can if you want to go with the strength, you can explain in short, or maybe not required. That is enough to explain this thing. Make it short and tips not more than 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, short and clear. So that's how you can give something new which is not available in the resume, but some of the relevant point which is already available in resume. Okay, so this is available in resume, but this is the things you don't have in the resume. You can explain that thing or the learning experience. Okay, so that's how you can create your own short introduction about that particular part. Like what is yours, or maybe you can explain or tell about your future plans regarding the new technologies. What will be the particular part? Add little hint. Also, one line is enough. Get a little interest, because some of the questions you are giving a direct answer. Here you can see roles and responsibility. When you tell, this will be a direct answer. But when it comes to the what are the things you are learning in a present time, this will give a future perspective. So the person got a one curiosity that why you are learning this new technology, what is profit, what is a particular loop back is there, and why you are upgrading. So the next questions will start from there. Okay, so you can see the communication is going on more for the longer. Correct. Any doubt in this part? Anything is there? Anybody? Now you can ask. Here you can maybe you can add a professional objective of the your summary. You have added professional objective in the resume part. Like this is the one. So you can see like seeking a position utilizing my skills and ability to achieve. So you can just re-add it, or you can just tell that currently I'm working in this particular part of a role in DevOps part, like jobs, roles, maintaining the DevOps pipeline, taking the ticket arise and issues is coming or not. That thing you can also add in this. as a reference point. Okay, how about the say and so? Okay, so this thing you have to add particularly. Of course, this is not my current resume. It's like the first time when I started getting apply for the little experience on. This is a 2 year of experience, little idea. So like where I'm currently associated last 2 years, that thing. What are the work experience I have added? So that thing do. This is something you can tell like professional experience working in this position, ability that thing add it and work on that way in the part of DevOps. So I will also discuss in a resume. I'm just giving a little hint about the answers today. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the resume part as a reference. Okay. So lots of things is there to work on it. We'll go step by step. Okay. The first thing is I think clear everybody. Okay, the introduction is clear. Great. Now moving further. So what we have to do to work on it? The second questions I will ask now. Okay. Let me get it. So okay. Let's get some good questions for everybody. One more thing add here. The Notion. Okay, so here we have some of the questions I have added. It is a little bit advanced. But okay, so the first question I will ask that. Okay, I think anybody have heard about the something called CAP theorem. Let me write the question also. What is CAP or CAP theorem in distributed? Okay, leave it. No, not required. CAP is for the distributing part. Okay, I think everybody knows what is load balancing. Anyone can explain what is load balancing in AWS or just what is the mean of load balancing? Yeah. Okay. What about others? Anything you want to add? Mhm. Okay, no problem is there. I got it. Uh, yeah. Anything you want to add, Joanna, from your side? Okay. Like the answers are quite good, but if we compare this thing as a experienced person perspective, so that is not good that level because we have to be very precise and we need to add some technical words. Let me simplify this thing with very simple example. Okay, like you all three have families. First thing, you all have to maintain the family work, maintain the work part, and then take out some time to work on the studies or to work on yourself. Correct. So this is what we call the time management. Correct. Same thing, you can refer this thing on the server in which some website is running, and suddenly the user request is increased, and the processor cannot able to access that particular request to get an answer. Okay, just if I say you both are, you all are three, in the meeting. If I able to talk with one each other, that is will be a one thing. But let's suppose you all three asking questions, and I cannot able to hear question specifically, that what say is telling, what Shova is selling, and what Joanna is asking question. So I got confused that which person should I give the answer and which person should I not. So that is what we call the problem is create on the server side also. So let's suppose now after 1 month we are having the Christmas is coming. So in the festival season, everybody will be on holidays. Lots of shoppings and online gifts we will buy. Okay. So suddenly the Amazon website got down due to the huge traffic is coming. Correct. So that is the condition called as traffic overload. And to manage that traffic, what we can do, we will divert the traffic to secondary server or the secondary system. So that concept we follow with the help of load balancing. Now, how we can perform in AWS? We will set up a similar, mirror application or mirror EC2 machine. Let's suppose we have one EC2 machine in US East region. So the second machine we will launch into the Ohio region or North Virginia region. So let's suppose in US East, the traffic was increased. So we can divert that traffic to North Virginia location, EC2 machine or a server or Ohio region. So that concept of the we call as load balancing. So to try to get some real-time examples, so that will be easy to explain the answer. Like you all three knows the technical stuff and the answer, but at the time of giving an answer, you got stuck. Like what should be the technical, what should I add? Correct. So if we don't recall the technical keywords, why not we can just take a simple example and explain the same definition. Okay. Okay. So that is the thing. Now, of course, here we have, the second question I will ask, like, what is the purpose of load balancing? LB is referred as load balance. Okay. So first thing is that optimize the network traffic. Okay. Second thing, achieve maximum throughput. Now, what is throughput is something you can say, like in 1 second, I can provide maximum result of the request which is coming and minimize the response time. Let's suppose in a a webinar I have to go and explain some topic. So in that webinar we have 1000 people listening. So if I want to give answer to individual persons, I have to be very quick to give every person's answer in a minimum time. So that we call as a response time. When we request something and how fastly we can get the result on web browser on the internet when we do Google search. Okay, so that we call as a response time. How quickly you can respond to get the answer. Okay. So that is the question. Now let me ask something. Okay. Okay. We know what are the success factors for CI. CI you can say continuous integration. That is the question we have. Anybody? Like what is the profit you are seeing in CI? Like CDs, CI CD we have continuation, integration, and continued development. So we are just asking about the integration, the half part. What is the profit we have? No, that is the second question that I will ask after explaining the load balancing definition. Maybe the second question counter back to you, like the definition. So could you able to explain what is the main goal of having this load balancing concept? Because this is not only used in AWS or Azure cloud, it is also used in networking endpoint, also in the network security part also. So that's the counter back question maybe comes. Okay. So the next question is like, what is the success factor for continuous integration method? So what will be your answer? Like, what do you understand by CI? Like we have CI and CD pipeline, we talk about it very time, like we have to learn this thing. So I'm just asking the half part. Like you are, yeah. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, building option is there. Okay, great. 2 point is correct. Anyone else other want to add some more points? No, that far we don't have to go because that is not the relevant answer we looking for. As you are going with the in a nervous way, like adding some lots of technical keywords and the tools name. Okay, so little answer, like 90% is totally wrong because we don't have to go that much. Here we have to just ask the question that success factor of CI, like why we are accepting this CI CD pipeline, because before jumping onto the DevOps pipeline, we have different kind of framework is available that we call as Agile framework. We have the waterfall method is available to develop. We have the SDLC for software development. Correct. So these are the method is already adapted and it is already running into the organization. So the question comes like why this every methods will fill over to the CI CD pipeline, and the technology DevOps comes into the IT field that is helping it. So the main factor that we have to tell that what are the pros of continuously integrations we are getting, because that's infinity logo we have seen of the DevOps. So that concept we have to tell. So here you have to just tell that we are doing the maintenance of code repository or source code management. Then it is helping us to automate the build and testing of the code. And it will enable fast configuration like pulling and push. Then we can do clone in production environment. Before release we can create a one clone of the part. Here you can take example with git clone concept. That thing we have to explain. That we can see the latest build easily. It's still in the background some particular part, and then we have to deploy, automate deploy. That is the functionality we have to improve. You don't have to go the full pipeline process because you already also included the CD part, that is continuation deployment about the Maven, Jira, Jenkins, that thing. So don't go very fastly to that particular flow because the keywords you already giving me the new questions. You have discussed about the Maven, you have discussed about the Nessus, you are discussing about the vulnerability. So I already got lots of new questions to you. Okay, we have to be a little bit smarter to save our site also at the same time. Okay, so that's the way we can just remodify the answer. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so let's. I think any doubt till here, let me know. Mhm. Yeah. Yes. Because this is the background part is already running in the organization previously before the automation concept is coming to the industry. Like what actually happened in the traditional way, that we develop a code and then we host that application on some server or on cloud, and then we can release to the public users. Okay, that's how the traditional life cycle of software is going on. But with the help of CI and CD, this whole thing is running in a agile framework concept, and that's giving a real-time testing examples, real-time management, and it is getting help to build the application a little bit faster comparing to the traditional method. Okay, so that's the plus points we have to introduce in this question. Like it is asking what is the success factor, why you are accepting CI/CD pipeline. Okay, that's the thing. Maybe you didn't have learn about the agile framework or maybe waterfall. So I will showcase you, agile versus waterfall model. This is the back end part. Like before in the industry DevOps, these are the things we actually working on. Here you can see, like in the part. So in waterfall method, what actually happened? We complete one step, one part of the project, then we move to the next part. We cannot go to back, but in the agile method, we can able to go back. So that concept is inherited into the DevOps part. So that is giving more flexible to the employees and the developers to modify the task or enable the any source code error is coming in the real time platform. Okay, so that's how this two method is actually working. Previously we are using this waterfall method in development part, and also if you can see here, this is a software project life cycle. So in this, what actually happened, if the first stage is clear, so we cannot go back. Let's just take, I will give one more example. We are using Ola app, sorry, the Uber cab drive, cab service in the USA. Okay, so what actually happened when we want to develop the Uber app? So we have two type of requirement. The first will be the end user will book the app, and driver will get the location that from here we have to pick up the user and we have to drop at this location. Okay, so this is the 3 point we have noted, and then we have given to the developer, correct? Okay, so developers start developing the software and tool, and then they have published to the client that this is the app we have developed. You can launch it. But what actually happened in the time of development, half application is already done. Okay, you can see like system design is already done of the application. Okay, so at the time of testing, the client is asking that we have to add GPS location also, or we have to add one feature that end user can share their location where they are going. Maybe we got some fraud cases also with the drive. Okay, so that thing we are telling to the developers at the middle stage of the development. So it cannot be happen in the waterfall method. Okay, we have to restart the whole production environment. But in agile method, this can be a rollback. The concept called rollback, we can do it. So that rollback is inherited with the help of git command. We have git commit, but we can do the git clone, and there we can modify, and then we can update and push into the main branch. So that's the half part is handled by the CI actually. So I think this is not maybe covered in the training part, but this is important in terms of developers concepts and how they how as a DevOps engineer we can help them. So this is a junior level question I have asked, like 1 year or 2 year of experience guy. Okay, now any question in this part, let me know. Yeah, let me explain that thing also. I think everybody is comfortable with the Java language. Let me know, or I will take Python as a reference. Let me know. Okay, so we have a Python. Similarly, if I talk about, we have the Java. This is the core language. Okay, over this we have built something called Spring Boot. So this is a one framework that is made to develop lightweight applications. The backend part is in Java, but the application is lightweight. We can take in Python. We have something called Django. So Django is a one framework which is used in Python to develop websites. I can just tell here. If you just type Django, you will get here. You can see Django. This is a web framework for perfection with the deadline. Like it's a kind of a software which is built over Python language. And the same thing if you talk about Spring Boot. So this is also a Spring framework or Spring Boot framework. You can see it is also, you can see it's a single alone production grade that is based on the Java application. So in the background, it can support Kotlin language or Java language to build the database. In the front end, it will just give one lightweight application. So developer can work very easily. Okay, so that's how this thing is going to actually work. Now, taking as a reference of this, you can build any application and launch it. In the production environment, you want to add some new feature, you can go rollback and then add with the help of the particular Git to update the code, and that tracking you can manage with the help of Jenkins. And if any kind of error is come, so you can just track that error or ticket or issue with the help of Jira application. So these are the different steps that is followed by the developers to work in the DevOps environment, and you can say automation lifecycle platform. Okay. So now let me, that is done. That is done. Let me go with the, okay. Very, as a mid-level, that is, mediator level questions they will ask about the deployment part. As a 3 year of experience, like explain the blue green deployment technique. Anybody heard about this technique, or it is explained in the DevOps class? Let me know. This is something I will ask. What is the concept about blue green deployment technique in DevOps? No, that is the by default term we have. Okay, let me give one more hint. Like you are, planning for some, event, something. So we have something called as plan A and plan B concept. Like you are preparing for some trip. If you don't got the time, you can go with the second plan, something like that. Now you can try to provide. Mhm. A little bit correct. Anything, anybody want to add more in that part? Mhm. Yeah, little bit. You both are, going in the right direction. Let me explain it. It is kind of, below we create two clone project. Okay. So that will reduce something we call as downtime and risks associated while developing the tool and the environment. So what actually happened? Let's suppose the work is going on parallelly in both the environment, in blue environment also and green environment also. So after the code is and the application is deployed, so blue, here we launch the app, and if any kind of error is come or any kind of feedback we are getting from the customer, so what we will do, we will switch. So here we go to rollback in green environment. We can say it's a kind of a backup. We have a backup is already going on. Okay, so let's suppose anything we are adding a new feature into the application and it is not working properly. So we cannot able to write the whole full code. So what we're going to do, we will take the green as a part. It is just like a load balancing concept. Correct. But in load balancing, what actually happened, both the servers or both the environment is running. But here what actually happened, if one environment is running, the second environment will be in ideal condition. Like it will be in the stop condition. Okay. If any kind of error comes, so you will go as a backup. Okay. So that's how this blue and green deployment technique we use in DevOps to make the deployment and the release of the application fastly with minimal risks is associated before we launch on the public platform. Okay. Anything? Or you all get the point? Okay. So this is the explanation I'm telling you. I have the answer is also written. I will share after the class will over. Okay. So still discussion will get you more idea. Okay. So this is a mediator level question. Okay. Like 2 to 3 year of experience guy. They have asked about this kind of question. Okay. Then I will ask. Let's go with the one condition based. Okay. Little bit So it is a like case scenario. How do you update a live heavy traffic site with minimum or zero downtime. Let me give the in AWS. You can, okay. Let me redefine this question that there is some website we have hosted on AWS, but it is getting a very huge traffic. So how you can update the already ongoing website with zero downtime? Zero downtime is it? We are not shut downing the website which is already running, but in a real time we are adding a new feature without shut down the server, without shut down the website. So how this thing you can do? It's a part of infra and solution architect perspective question in AWS. Yeah. Anybody want to add any answer, any idea you are getting? No, we have to add new feature like we have to the already the website is hosted and the website is already running, but in the festival time the traffic is suddenly increased, so we have to add some new feature so that the website don't goes down, but while performing this activity we don't have to shut down the server. It will be in the real time environment. So how this thing we can do? That's the auto scaling is there, but auto scaling we have to set up in a real time. So how that steps we can follow. But auto scaling is for the infrastructure part. Here we are updating a live traffic website. That means we are adding a new feature. The new feature is added through development background. Like we have added some new source code and then we are updating the source code file without disturbing the running website. So that's the part is there. No, only one EC2 is running and there the website is also hosted. We have to add new web page into that website. No, 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 no. It is a single server. And in that already the website is running. Now we have to add a new web page. No. Yeah, running an update, but we don't have to shut down the machine in a real time. Uh, rolling, yeah, you can say rolling update is there. But how you can do it? Yeah. What are the steps that you can follow? Because you are a DevOps engineer, so how you can tackle this situation in real time? Think. Anything. Web page is a one part. Here you can say. Let's suppose this is the website is already running and the huge traffic is there. Now I want to add this new feature. Okay. So to add this new feature, what we have to do? Developer have to write a new code. Okay. So the new source code we have to update on the real time. We don't have to shut down the server, but we have to add it. Something you can say as a git push. So what are the things you can do before the production and when you are doing the deployment on a production? So what are the steps that you can follow? One thing I think maybe say hey you have told like something called rollback. This is the one keyword I got it. This is the one hint. Chola has given. So rollback concept is there. And previously I have talked about the green blue deployment. Yeah. So there if you know that we are creating a git clone and then we will just create a another clone and then update that clone. After that, if everything is going on, then we will do the git merge on main master, the repo. Okay, so that's the thing. Or if you want to go in the rollback condition, the rollback condition, what actually happened, we have to go the previous version. That is called as version controlling. So before going version controlling, we can take a backup of real site that is already running. Let's suppose in the updation part or in the deployment part, any kind of error is come. So the development is, the production is not properly done. So we have to reset the whole server. So we don't have to reset. We can just go roll back to the previous version. That concept we can use. Okay, there is one more thing we do apart from these two concepts. We call as sanity test. This is something we call as a in-depth test before launch, or you can say deploy the code on real time. It's you can also, if I talk about pilot project, we will run a pilot project, or you can say as a beta version concept. Like we, before launching to the public platform, what we're going to do, we will create a one beta version, or beta version in the testing environment. Then you can check all the possibilities. Everything is running normally. Then we can launch into the real part. So that's the thing you have to do. Zero time is something you can call as zero time. We call as 24 into 7 into 365 days. Without any click on website is running continuously. No shutdown time. That thing. So this is a real task we have to perform, and it is a little bit difficult. So that's why. Any question till here? Okay, so this is a mediator level question that I have asked. And the like this is a day-to-day task we have to perform. Okay. Now let's jump to the next question. If I ask, okay, Vagrant. Anybody have heard about it? Vagrant, or anybody have used Vagrant? Let me write the name here. Anyone use? It's also use the same virtualization concept, but little bit different, because here you only get SSH connection. No GUI mode. There is no GUI mode is there. Similar to VirtualBox and VMware, but little bit different. So no problem is that. Okay, the next question I will ask. Let me type here. What do you mean by high availability in AWS? Yeah, please. Yeah, correct. Correct. That is the correct. No zero. So that is what we call as high availability, or high availability zone is also there. That we can do in this. Let's move. This is a question related to AWS software architecture, or you can say solution architect level. Yeah, please. To achieve this, concept, I will write the point also here. Let me erase the cursor. Okay. So the next question, ask that how we achieve. Okay. So first thing is that create auto scaling, create load balance on server, create a backup, or you can say clone of servers for direction traffic load, or if it is multiple server, we can deploy proxy server to check the continue on entering source. These are the things you can follow step-by-step method to achieve the zero downtime and high availability concept in the AWS part. That is the one thing. If Mhm. That is also a good one. Let me difference between CI, CD, and C. Let me. That is continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continue. That's the like about the integration, about the deployment, how delivery is helping in this particular. Think about it. I will provide you the answer. So there is no issue with that part. Yeah, this is a good question. Maximum, maybe it's related to microservices. Any idea about the monolithic architecture? Yeah. Then we have SOA. It is stand for service oriented architecture. These are the different architectures in DevOps. And then when we go to lightweight, so we have microservice architecture that we use to run small applications in an automation mode. But monolithic is important to discuss before we enter into the container environment part. So anybody have any idea? Mhm. Uh, Luana or Toya, any other answer you can provide? Yeah. No, 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 no. That's not so different. That is related to the CID and CD pipeline condition and the rollback condition. These architectures are related to the container service, the containerization, because the Kubernetes follows monolithic concept in which we have a huge container is available and there we are tightly pack all the packages in a small cluster. So that concept is follow the monolithics Kubernetes concept. While microservices are something you can say it's a small uh, applications that is running to do small tasks. Let's suppose we have to run Apache server, so we have created a small service task. Then we have to run Python language, so we have created one small task, and then combine all these tasks in automation mode. That is what we call as a microservice. If we talk about SOA, that is service oriented architect. So it is a collection of, you can say, small services, collection of services to perform communication between the activities that we are performing. Now, what kind of services you can say? Let's suppose we have to build a full pipeline. So we have a Jenkins, Jira services available, and in that also we have multiple small services. That we have ticket handling one service we have. Okay, then we have the error or issue tracking that we can see. Any mail notification we have to provide. So these are the collection of services. So that is related to the more container part. What you have given the answer is more about the rollback conditions and CID pipeline condition. Both are a little bit different. Once more, you can just go to research a little bit about the analytics, or else I will put you more definition as a reference for everyone. Okay. So that is about this is the whole concept is related to microservices architecture or microservices features which is available on AWS. Okay, that's how, like you can see, we have multiple domains are in DevOps. Anyone to add anything? Any question? No, that already following. It's follow this particular part. Monolithics. It is based on monolithics architecture, Kubernetes. Now, if we talk about microservices to deploy, so what here we can refer is, if you know about the pod, remember the pod is a collection of node, and node is dedicated as an entity. So that is, we can say as a one Docker, one we have Docker, two we have. So that thing you can refer as a microservice architecture. This is how this thing is working in this part. And even yeah, and yeah, question is there. There you go. Image part. There. One example. We can say monolithic architecture is look like. We have the master node, and there we are running multiple different worker nodes in which we have the whole small. While microservice, you can see it's a collection of small services. You can see it's a segregated. It is not as a combined. It is not as a collection part. So Kubernetes follow this architecture. Yeah, and microservice is a collection of different services. So generally we deploy microservices with the serverless feature or through Lambda function. So that's the thing. We have other examples. We are moving to monolithics. This is also one we have. Here you can see the whole. Here you can see the one more. Okay, this is good one. Here you can. So in previously, if you talk about 1980s, 1990s, 2000, at that time development processes follow the waterfall method and agile method. Okay, same thing is also in the application architecture. They follow monolithic or entire part. In deployment and packaging in the physical server and virtual servers we are using. Now in the cloud environment, we are using data center and hosted environment. But now in the latest update technologies, what we are doing, we are using DevOps in the development process. Application architecture, we are using the microservices, because here we don't have to launch each operating system to run a small task. We can directly run a small service with the help of serverless feature we have in cloud. And to deploy multiple operating systems, we are not using the virtual servers. We are directly launching the Kubernetes or Docker features because they are cost saving and easy to manage comparing with the virtual servers. And whole things we can access through cloud platform. So I think now you will get a little idea that I am talking about the what is the success factor we have about the CI integration, that question. So now you will get a little idea like how the evolvement of applications is done from the last 40 years of you can see. Correct. I think this is also a good diagram we have got it. Now, any question in this particular image part, do let me know. All clear here? Because see, we didn't have read about the past part. In all of your training, they have explained about the Kubernetes, they explained about the architectures, they explained about the pipelines and the plus point. Okay, but they didn't go back the history, like from where this thing evolve. We cannot start anything from the advanced level. There will be some loop back. That's why the new technologies come back with that part. Correct. Same thing you can say, like we have the internet technology. We have 2G, 3G, 4G. Now we are using the 5G in mobile connection. Correct. So when the next generation of mobile data is coming, so the speed and the performance also increase. Same thing is also happen in the infrastructure and development life cycle, because everybody is looking for something shortcut, that how you can reduce your workload and do the work part in automation process nowadays. That's why we can do multiple work in a very less time comparing our ancestors. Correct. So that's how the productivity is increased at the same time. So these are the actually the things. Maybe it's not yet covered in your training part, but this is important questions comes in terms of mediator level. Okay, now okay, rollback we have done, container we have done, Docker, log column. Limitations will provide you later. What is the difference? Okay, so these are the some questions that we have covered for. Okay, till here, anybody have any doubt, question or query? I will give you one recordings also. It is a 4 hour of recording. In that, we have discussed 15 different questions with the full concept. That is a 4 hour recording. Questions is discussed about the DevOps and DevOps pipeline. Correct. So some it is from the Udemy. I have Udemy video collection. So that you can go through. This is the video that we have covered. That we will upload it to everybody get it. And tomorrow we will discuss in the resume individually. We have 3 resume. We have 3 people right now in the meeting. So we will discuss everyone one by one resume because everybody has showcased a different range of experience. So we will discuss that thing. And I have created the resume. I will discuss an update as per the part of that. This is a part we have to put or not. Projects discussions we will do also in this area. Okay. Then I think for Thursday, if I'm getting a time. So again, I will take one more mock interview question. In that, I will ask about the questions related to Jenkins, Jira, and DevOps toolchain. Correct. Like what I have covered today is more on about the AWS, CID/CD pipeline, and the infra part, which is technical questions maybe comes. Correct. So in the next to next session, we again take a once more session, same timing, and we'll discuss about the Kubernetes questions and case studies question in that part. Correct. Because it's a very big syllabus, so we're not able to complete in a one day, of course. And you got a little bit realization that what are the things we have learned and how we can improve the answer also. I think any small part you got benefited by this session. If I am not wrong, I cannot say 100%, but little idea you got it. Correct. Okay, so lots of session is going on in this week. I will update. Tomorrow we'll discuss the resume part. Then next session we'll go with one more mock interview. In that, I will take Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, Ansible, and Terraform related questions. And that will be also in a refresher level, mediate level, and advanced level. Correct. 3 type of case scenario questions. Anything anybody want to add? Anyone to XP? Let me know. New experience to new experience. I didn't get the actual question. Oh. That thing. I think that option is coming to the inner part. Let me put the video. How to change old dash new. You want to go new or go back? New dash in AWS. Here you can get it for right con. But this is not, I don't know. Did you have login in your laptop? The account? So we can share the screen. I can, guide you directly. Yeah, I can see. So here we have here you can see the restore to default layout. Yeah, that is the one. You can go and reset it. Okay, so this is the by default you have. Okay, now you can go to EC Council console. EC2 console. EC2. Okay, now here you can have the option. Okay, that is already running. Old one. This is the old one. This is the old one you are using. Yeah, here you can you can just untick this particular blue tab. This one. Yeah. Now it will reload to the old one. This is how it look like. Yes, this is the old one. When you launching a part, this is the old one which you. So yeah, it will go with the new experience because the old one is not working properly. Here you're not able to select the image one by one. So the best way is that you can just click on this click on the here you can click on launch instances. And yeah, so this is the old one, is not working properly. When you scroll, you can see you cannot able to properly select the tutorials you have seen. Okay, so what you can do, you can just enable the new experience, and then you can launch the same machine. Now you will get the proper dashboard. Okay, so that's this is the two approaches available. Yeah, like you can launch from here also, or you can go to instance option. You can say instances in the right bar. Yeah, there you can click on the drop down button in the launch view. You can see launch instance from there. So these are the options available. Great. So this is all for today. We have discussed few of the questions. Of course, 2 or 3 things I think you have learned. Everybody have learned 2 or 3 things new. Already you know the previous one, but you got a little idea, little approach that how you can do. So tomorrow we'll discuss about the resume part. What are the things we have to mention and how you can deal with the experience that we have showcase in the resume. And then next after that again we will take one more mock interview, and in that we will discuss about the Kubernetes and the other DevOps toolchain question. Okay, there will be no AWS question because I have asked today, correct? And you can all do the practice because I have already given the set of questions. So I have asked from that set of question only. There is nothing that I have created a new question and then I am asked. Okay.